Hi, welcome. So it's like a little bit chaotic right here. I it's like last minute prep for my month-long trip in Costa Rica that came at the literal last moment. And so I just ran some errands. I have clients this afternoon. I squeezed in a Reiki session this morning for me as the client, which was amazing. I love her so much. My Reiki master, teacher, practitioner person, and her name's Ashley. And I feel like I thought, why not just start recording and get my blood out of the way while I tidy up this mess? And if I edit it out later, I do. And if you're seeing this, then I didn't have time to edit it out. So I just thought, let's feel into the energies now while I'm tidying up and running into things and getting the wetness out of my nose and moving the side chair out of the way because the cats aren't coming in. And we have our friends and contractors upstairs in the kitchen painting today. And so I'm going to move my Course in Miracles back here. Oh, I got these just now at the store because I'm like, something's telling me to do whatever I can to boost my immune system on these travels, because it seems like every time I am about to leave Illinois to go to Costa Rica, I get sick. I get a cold. And I've been running myself down with lack of sleep. So I would imagine it wouldn't hurt to take these precautions. I don't even know. I just was like, it's all trendy right now. But I was turned on to this special honey stuff in Costa Rica a couple years ago. And I'm going to try one. Ooh. That's good. But there is a healthy dose of sugar in that list of ingredients. So, good with the bad. Oh, and I'm working on hand-sewn tarot bags, which my Reiki practitioner, gave me one of hers when I told her what I was working on, because she knows I'm starting to practice that, and she does it, and I need to get a reading from her when I return. So I'll sew those later if I have time. And then this morning, I used my pendulum. Am I even recording? My mic's on. Okay, lights are on. I just feel my throat did the thing again. It goes, blah, air bubbles. And then I did use my pendulum this morning to dowse, which, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have put this in, to figure out, ask spirit, ask my higher self, ask whoever controls this thing, the pendulum, which of my little babies to take to Costa Rica for a whole month that I'm going to be doing readings every day. I feel it. We're going to have beachside readings on the sand, lay out my sarong, which is like a thin, like decorative wrap. Lay it out. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to go I love going to the beach in the morning down there when it's quiet and the sun's just coming up. It's warm. Yeah, you're in shorts and a tank top in the morning down there, walking the sands, and then I'm going to nestle in and lay out my sarong and do readings, and probably just with my camera on my phone. See, I got to be careful. There's drywall dust all over the house, so I'm not worried that it's a cold. I feel fine still, but my sister told me, why don't you pick up some Zicam? I'm like, what's that? And she's like, blah, 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 up your nose. And so I found those little swabs, picked some up. I'm like, okay, why not? And then this is a dad's root beer that my husband loves so much, and he gifted to me. So I thought, I'll take that with me to remind me of him when I eat it while I'm in travels. And then here are the ones I think I'm taking. Do you want to know what they are? Well, for sure these babies. I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. And yes, the pendulum said yes. And I swear I wasn't moving it, to my knowledge. And so I'm going to take, and I have to take bags because some of these boxes, like this one is huge. So I'm sewing a little bag just for that, hand sewn, because my sewing machine is it's a little janky right now. I need to get a tune-up or something. And I'm going to take the empowering question cards. These are tools for inquiry when we go deep into shadow work. Everything's got a purpose. I'm taking the Light Seers Tarot, and because the box is compact and the book fits in here as well, I'm taking it. Love it. And then angel number cards, again, compact. That's all it is. It's smaller than taking a bag. Angel number cards. And then of course, we're taking Wisdom of the Shadow. Of course we are. We do shadow work. And the pendulum said yes. And then in this, so here's my bag. It's unfinished. Like, I don't even have time to put drawstrings in these babies. Maybe someday I'll finish these. Who knows? They're just all flappy right now. But at least I got the border and like this cotton lining to make it soft for my babies. Infinite wisdom of the chakras, because we need that good healing the energy centers kind of energy with us. So we got shadow, we got chakras, we got angel numbers, we got the Light Seers Tarot, which complements the classic Rider-Waite inquiry, empowering question cards, and last but not least, we have Mystical Shaman. And I have the two books that don't fit inside of a bag or box, the Mystical Shaman Oracle and the Archetypes book. So these will be separate. They won't be protected, but they will be protected, won't they? And this bag came with my Awakening Intuition deck, which I'm not taking. I'm sorry. It's just too much. We're going to tap into our own intuition while we're gone. And that's kind of my goal in paring down exactly what I'm taking. One, I have limited space, but two, I've always had this, like, always leading up to this trip of about always for the last week, I've had this knowing that this is a good what do you call it, like when you pare something down, like less is more kind of vibe. Like we're going with one thing from like each like spoke on the medicine wheel basically kind of vibe. Like they've all got a purpose, they all come with their own energy, there's no duplicates. I don't think there's much overlap here. Even with the two tarot decks, they're very different. And I thought, man, we are going to do less with more. We're going to do more with less. Right now I feel like I might be doing less with more, and so we're going to flip it for this month I'm gone. And we are going to hone is the word. We're going to hone this intuitive reading path I'm on, these intuitive skills. You know, you can call it a skill even though it's of the intuition. It's like get there faster, get there faster, get there faster, you know, and get very intimately in tune with the core of my, I feel like these have become my core. I'm sorry, Dixit babies. There's just too many of you. There's hundreds of you. I can't bring you. I love them so much. I know they're sad. I know they are. So anyway, I kind of have these partially packed. We might use these. Yeah, we're going to use them today. I might have to unpack some and repack, but I didn't want to lose sight that I had figured out which ones I'm taking and what carrying case and or box I needed to put them in. So keyboard can go away. It's time to begin, and I'm sorry for this. It's not dissolving really quickly like I thought it would. Okay. We have arrived. Thanks for getting that energy worked out with me. I mean, when you're going on an international trip and it's like you had 1 week to prepare, and that's like alongside your regular work and mountains of laundry and like all of this intuitive reading stuff I just got ramped up. And figuring out my workflow for videos and uploads while I'm gone. Like last night finally honed that in with like, and like external drives, like for enough space, and like how things connect, like my phone to my iPad, to my thumb drive, to cameras. Like it's like, I'm so excited. I got it like streamlined, and it's just been a lot. That's all, because I want to keep delivering this to you in an even it's gonna grow. I had my Reiki session this morning. She is on fire for me. A whole bunch of stuff came through. She is connected, and it's gonna be I've known this, but to hear it voiced at me from outside of myself, from somebody who connects with spirit, was like confirmation of the stuff I've been feeling. But we haven't even talked, and she got all this stuff downloaded today during my session, and I'm like, holy moly, I'm in for a ride in the best way. And so I can't wait to share that with you. And even just saying this, I don't want to even speak it, because it's so precious to me, this trust I have in the universe and spirit to just take the reins of my life. I've never been that way before. I've always had the reins of my life, and I'm like, here, you drive, and I'll just be like, yeah, you're doing a good job, better than I could have done. And that's new to me. So anyway, thanks for listening. And now we have arrived for the Tuesday tune-in reading. I have a little bit of time before I have clients all afternoon. I have to hold on. I had to keep my sounds on because it's 2 seconds before I'm leaving the country, and things have to happen. And my husband's just making a dad joke over text, like that could have waited, and I didn't realize what he was talking about. I'm like, oh, it's his dad joke humor. LOL. I love him so much. Anyway, so this is a little bit messy, but we'll see if I even need to and want to tap into those with our reading. There he goes again. So I am going to start with our classics for the Tuesday tune-in. Like this, what came up in the week ahead reading, if you want to go back to that, even in I don't even know if I did an extended on that. Things are flying too fast for me to my brains to even remember. But what happened was Tuesday was about our creativity. And so if that's holding true and steady, now these are timeless readings. That means Tuesday may not be about your creativity, or it may be the person who got that message isn't here today to hear the Tuesday message, and you're here for the Tuesday message, which might be different than the Tuesday and the week ahead message. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I just start talking and doing this, and it's fun for me. So thanks for being here. Now, last week I said Tuesday tune-in, it's going to be deep. We might go shadow work. We might do extended. And then it surprised me. It was profound. It was like that. Now, if I do recall, it was like big earth energy, like all of humanity energy, not just the big kind of a few of us who resonate going deep into shadow work. It was a different kind of big. And that's where I'm like, I can't wait to hone these energy skills of knowing the flavors that come along with these intuitive and the feeling of energy in my body, and what are the different flavors and what do they mean? And it's coming, it's happening. I'm just excited. I feel like this month away is really gonna hone that. What is that word where it's like the diamond under pressure? It just gets sharp. I feel like it's something along those lines that's going to happen for me in the next month, and I'm going to be so thrilled to share that with you. And you won't have to watch an hour to get a little nugget, because I talk a lot, which is part of my healing journey of self-expression. You know that. And if you didn't, you do now. So with Tuesday Tune-In, I'm feeling this need, this call for Tuesday Tune-In, like this image of a radio. Remember radios? Radio dial, and it's like the universe is turning our dial to tune into it, and it's like I don't know why these words are coming out. I just feel like there's something about not understanding where we're going, but we're kind of like searching. Remember, you'd turn and it'd be like, and then like until you come in clear, and then you come in clear. And I feel like through this reading, we're going to take some things that might have been a little unclear and make them clear. And I know that's the whole point of this anyway, is to try to get clarity. But I feel like that's going to happen for some of us. Okay? I don't know. That's just what's coming through. That's what I get in this tune in. And I don't know if we'll do an extended. It's already 15 minutes and we're just getting started. My bad. I don't think I have time to do an extended. So, you know what? This will be a practice round. Let's just like, again, while I'm gone, maybe I'll work on figuring out how to do chapters for you guys. I know that on YouTube, I have to do my own timestamps until such time I have enough subscribers or watched hours that they'll do it for me. Right now, I guess I'm just like, I don't want to invest time in you. You don't have anybody watching. Do it yourself. And I get that. But I don't have the time to go back and watch these videos to understand the timestamps. I'm sorry. It's just me. I don't have an assistant. Cats don't count. So Spirit, please help us tune in to what you'd like us to understand, or what you'd like to clarify in our lives right now. What kind of spread do we want to do? I feel like we got to keep it short and sweet today, because it can still get pretty profound and deep. Yes. And then I'm doing this midday so that maybe tonight I'll have a little more time to do another one, maybe work ahead for my travel day. So that's why we're going to keep this one succinct. It's a practice round for what I'm going to be doing in the next month. I'm putting that out there. Whether or not it comes true remains to be seen. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Cups. Ooh. 4 of Cups. We got that one the other day, or yesterday, for all I know. 10 of Cups. We got that one too. Knight of Wands. You guys. Oh, yes. You thought I was going to say no. You know I love when we get the moon. We're tuning in. Shadow work it is. Guess what today is? Full moon. I'm recording this on Monday. Tuesday will still be full moon energy. Pretty strong. That makes me excited. This was no coincidence. No coincidence. I'm sorry. This thing's about half done. Okay. Overall energy in the moon. It's a full moon. It's calling us to look in the shadows, illuminate, clarify what's been unclear, perhaps. Queen of Cups, she is full on intuition. She's full on water. Queen, Cups, water, water. She is of the feminine, nurturing, receiving, receptivity, yin yang. It's actually yin yang, but you know, tomato tomato. Yin energy, the quiet, dark, front of the body, soft, intuitive, dark, winter. There's a whole list of things that go along with yin energy from traditional Chinese medicine, which I'm layman like studying on my own. And so I really like feel into that energy. I was feeling it big time coming into winter. I was like, it's yin time. Things go dormant, go quiet, go inward. I love it. Feminine energy. Nurturing. And then we have the 4 of Cups, which is, again, that same like, I'm still resistant to something. I'm resistant to seeing the gifts and abundance in front of me. Just a little hesitation. It doesn't feel as big as it did yesterday when we got this. Maybe you've worked through some stuff since last night. And then we got 10 of Cups again. So we know where we're going, what's in our heart. And we know we are the Queen of Cups. We have this in us. We're still dealing with this hesitation energy, this ego of like, it's like defiance. That's the word. We're a little bit defiant with ourselves. Isn't that funny? That happens a lot. I guess maybe I'm just saying, yeah, it's happened a lot with me. Like, it's my idea. I want to run my life my way. But I'm giving you the reins now. I'm on board. I'm in the passenger seat on this. And I feel like that's what it's calling for. It's like, come on, there's a gift. This hand is coming out from spirit, from the divine. And that could be like divine, like cup water intuitive inspiration here. Like, just reach out and drink of it. Drink that cup. Because this is where we're going. This is what you want. You want that fulfillment. That's the word, fulfillment. And the Knight of Wands is that. It's like the second fastest night, and it's so much passion, and it's like so much fire and power. It's like taking action. Like, it's like you're more than ready. This is fast moving. It's not the fastest, but it's the second fastest, because you don't want the fastest. The Knight of Swords is like a little too fast for his britches. Whatever britches are. Pants. In British slang, I guess. But this Knight of Wands is kind of like the right amount for the mission at hand. The fastest one just wants to fly off his horse and like bonk his head. This one is like fully able, ready, and despite all the fire there, the Knight is also air. So it's air and fire. So it's like that. It's fast, but it's like air nurtures the fire. Does that make sense in a way? It's like without air, fire doesn't exist. So it's like you've got everything at your disposal. You have the fuel, you have the passion to see whatever this is through to get to this fulfillment. We're just still dealing with some hesitation energy. That's all, some defiance. Today, the word defiance is coming up. And it's like, I don't know why. I don't usually know why until we clarify further in the reading. Then it's like, aha, that's what it's about. So, let's clarify the overall moon energy. The moon on a full moon day, no less. Release, illuminating what's in the shadows, what we haven't been clear about, what we haven't wanted to look at. And so that's all could be true. And yet somehow with these sweet babies, we're able to just zero in on the energy of this particular full moon card, or the moon card. I heard a cat at the door. I heard a cat's little... I'm going to let him in because we have a lot of going on upstairs. He might be like, I need to be in a safe place. Hi, baby. Get in the co-pilot's chair. Ready? Come here. Hi. Oh, he's the sweetest. So yeah, Spirit, let's please clarify the moon energy for this particular reading on this particular Tuesday, coming out of the peak of the full moon on Monday. Thank you. Anima Mundi. There's a lot going on in this image. A lot of symbols. What does that even mean? Everything's everywhere. All at once. LXXVIII. Oh. I just don't know what to do with my book. LXX. There's so many of these I haven't gotten yet, and there's so many repeats I have gotten. Here we go, one more page. No. LXX. Oh, VII. I can't read Roman numerals. Oh my God, that's the last card in this whole book. That is probably important. The soul of the world, all that is. Oh, that's all. I guess this moon is pretty intense. Anima Mundi epitomizes the principle, accept all, reject none. What are we rejecting? I just got chills. Defy, defiance, rejection. Accept all, reject none. Simply put, it is the living soul of the world in all its multifaceted, multidimensional layers. Sorry, the cat. Bonded together by loving cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied. Embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of shared consciousness. Anima Mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It is the connective fiber that makes life meaningful. This card indicates an initiation on the level of the soul. You will awaken the unique light within and witness how this light contributes to the radiance of the entire universe. You will sense yourself as a critical note in the cosmic orchestra. Destiny is altered as you hear the enchanted melody of all living things. So much chills. When it said like the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the oh hi. He's the best. It's like it was like this where is it? The link between, and it's like that's what we're dealing with here. It's like reject none. The link between all of the gift you have and then where you're going with it is like right here. Accept all of this. It's like all around you. And here we are in the middle going, I've got this in me. Like you may not even recognize it. And then you still secretly want this. Like, but your something is just so dissatisfied. Just so defiant. Rejecting. What is that? And this is saying, like, oh my God. When light, tending to the sacred details of life. When dark, overwhelmed by the bigness of existence. Is that what it is? Overwhelmed by the bigness of existence. And then when we're overwhelmed, isn't it easier just to like not look at that, to reject it? It's like anything that's overwhelming, it's hard to know how to grab onto it, to pull it close. If something's too big, we tend to want to create distance. Like, remember yesterday when we were like protecting the heart space? This is more like boundary energy, keeping what's your space, what's my dance space is my dance space, and your like a little dirty dancing. But it's like, yeah, it's a little too big out there. This is kind of that feeling. But by doing this, we close ourselves off from this fulfillment and this. Look at their arms, they're like this, and right before that it's like this. How do we get from here to here? Accept all, reject none. Okay. Oh, it also says, go deeper. Alchemical drawings of Anima Mundi, the life and paintings of Hilma af Klint. I started looking at her work probably when I read this card the very first time weeks ago. I had forgotten even what it meant. But Hilma af Klint, go look at her artwork. She was basically a prophet of that style of art. Like it just came, she had a connection with spirit. She did. And this art came out of her that was like, the people of her time did not get it. In fact, she didn't show people until when she died. She said, do not display any of my artwork until 20 years after my death. The people aren't ready for it. Chills. She knew that because spirit, it was like an art download basically because of her connection with spirit. And she was like way ahead of her time in the kind of the abstract art movement. So if you want to know who the mother of that style of art is. It's her. Once you realize she did it way earlier in time and said, yeah, in my will or whatever it was, don't show people until 20 years later after my death. So anyway, I'd highly recommend looking her up. Inspiring. It's like all this spiritual like imagery too, not like angels and harps and things, not like that. That's religious. Spiritual, like pyramids, these vibrant colors which didn't really exist in art at the time. It's like, whoa. The embrace of Anima Mundi is available anytime, anywhere, to anyone, day or night, rich or poor. It is a process of unveiling our resistance to its love. Resistance, guys, that's what we talked about. What are we resisting? Defying, denying, like suppressing, rejecting. Anima Mundi is the energy behind the world. I had to swallow. Let me repeat. Anima Mundi is the energy behind the world card in the tarot deck. Both carry themes of universal unity, completeness, and embrace. It's like when it says accept all, reject none. Oh no, this little snippet from my ayahuasca journey a couple years ago. One of my big knowings or downloads then was everything is true. I know I've said it in another video or two, but literally that's what that's saying. Like, everything is true. Everything. I don't know what else to say about that. Everything's true. Accept it all, reject none. Okay, that's all there is to say. So my curiosity, I always kind of follow my curiosity with this. Like, what am I curious about in this? I am curious about what it's going to take for us to start accepting all, rejecting none. How are we going to get from this to this? How? What do we need to look at? Since it's the moon card, and since we're sitting here right under a full moon today, Monday when I'm recording this, Tuesday still has the energy. We're going into our shadow deck. Is there what shadow aspect of ourself is the energy of this card right now? And then we'll maybe do some inquiry. But like, what shadow element are we working with? Thank you. Resilience, broken heart energy there. That could mean anything. A broken heart's so generic, isn't it? We hurt, our heart hurts for so many different reasons. But there's resilience here. Is it recognizing our resilience? Do we not feel it? Let's find out. Healing Heart, that's the name of this artwork. I am resilient, I am buoyant, and bounce back. Whatever life hands me, I will be refined by it. Heart crack. That's the energy I was trying to pull. When I said that diamond energy, I just couldn't, like, in the honing, it's the refining. Refining, that's the word I was looking for. Side note, these last few weeks, when I knew something big was coming, well, and then this opportunity dropped in my lap, but even before that, I started losing words. More than menopause brain. And if you know, you know. This is and was a different energy behind the losing words. I would think something and be like, oh, I gotta act on it. Like, it was something that I was about ready to go do. Like today, I thought of a reason I needed to go to Walmart before my trip. And then no sooner did I think it, it was gone. And I was like, why did I need to go to Walmart? And it wasn't the menopause forgetting kind of energy. It was literally, it had been plucked, erased. Rewind, erase, spackle it, smooth it, paint it as if it was never there kind of energy. And I was like, and that's been happening a lot lately. And each time, when that word does come back later, go watch the Ineffable video. There's one of them, and it turned out to be a freaking hilarious moment. And I'm sure it's going to resonate hard and big time with somebody who eventually watches that. It was hilarious how many times I forgot the word ineffable, which literally means unable to be spoken. Like, what? Things like that have been happening. And today, if I had acted on that instinct to go straight to Walmart, like 5 other things wouldn't have manifested that I'm in this dance, this flow with the universe right now, where I am the puppeteer, or I'm the puppet, it's the puppeteer, and it's orchestrating stuff better than I could do it myself. And then as soon as it's time, that thing pops back in my head, and then I went to Walmart and did the things and got home and blah, 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 blah. It's happened too many times to be a coincidence, and every time there's something I forget in the moment, it's just like gone. Now, some of you might be saying, those are the first signs of dementia. Trust me, I've thought about it. I have thought about it. It doesn't feel like that. There's a deep knowing that I'm just not supposed to remember it right now, so that I don't act like instant gratification, act on it so I can mark it off my list, because something else is supposed to transpire before I go do that thing. And the thing always pops back in, and then I do it, everything's perfect. It's happened way too many times. Like, so many funny things too, like, oh, and God, I'm glad I forgot that at that moment and remembered it at this moment. And I think because things are coming to a head, whatever you want to say it, like, time is of the essence, and the universe knows exactly where it's leading me on a very specific timeline, divine timing. I feel it in my guts, and it's just fun. And so now when something pops out of my head, I'm like, I got you. It's like amazing. And so the refined by it. Whatever life hands me, I will be refined by it. It's that deep knowing. That's what the way this sentence is phrased is that I will be refined by it. Like, I accept that I will be refined by it. It's like this surrender, but this note, it's like a commitment. It's a knowing, and it is an acceptance, and then it's also like, I know it's going to happen, and I will emerge. Well, it's resilience. It's like, I cannot wait to be refined by it, because I know what's on the other side. And so that's how I feel with, like, yeah, keep taking things out of my brain and bring them back when it's meant to be there. Because, like, I'm trusting, and that's been my mantra. Like, I trust, I'm listening, use me. And the more I say it, the more that stuff is happening. And I'm just like, my Reiki practitioner this morning said it. She's like, yeah, it's like you're in the lazy river. You're just like flowing, and like things come to you, and you're just in the lazy river. And I'm like, yes, I'm flowing, man. Okay, enough of that. Heart cracked open, healing, spacious, releasing. Full moon, releasing rays of light, full moon, through each break, layers upon layers, radiating outward and inward, earthen and alive, growing new membranes, building and rebuilding, more pieces to love. Okay, gotta get faster at this. We grow more resilient by being put to life's tests and challenges while refining our ability to adapt, recover, cope, and remain balanced. We don't do this by a magical wave of the wand. We do this by going through the difficult experiences and coming out the other side with practical wisdom that is gained only by living through it. That's the refinement process. It's not just like we become grounded and like, I don't care about anything anymore. I'm just so happy. I'm in flow. No, there's a groundedness. There's a practicality to it. We are refined. It's like refining is removing things that are not of purity to our essence. I don't know where those words came from. Each and every trauma, tragedy, threat, stressor we have experienced has taught us how to be with that energy and survive or even thrive. When we know this, we can receive anything that comes our way with the knowing and remembering that not only can we handle it, we can receive it as a teacher and invite it to refine us rather than define us. To refine us rather than define us. If I did titles on these, which I might someday, that's what this would be called. To refine us rather than define us. That's what this reading would be called. To know our own resilience gives us a superpower armor of bring it on. I've got this. That's the armor here. It's like the bring it on. I've got this. Oh, that was the energy. I trust in my ability to bounce back. Holding and knowing of resilience can allow us to see challenge as an opportunity for growth. It is important to hold awareness of all the resilience we already have, thanks to all adversities we've experienced. Didn't I say that? We've got it all already. We just have to own it, recognize it, accept it, lean into it. It is important to hold awareness of the resilience we already have, thanks to all the adversities we've experienced. That's that trauma I was talking about, or adversities from childhood, from our young adulthood, from adult relationships we've had. Think about the challenges that have made you stronger, capable, more fearless, and ready to face the world. Think about someone you perceive as resilient and what traits you feel express and radiate that quality. Contemplations. What have been my most challenging life experiences? How have I transformed my pain from difficult experiences? Where do I feel not so resilient and a desire to strengthen? Those, in the interest of time and just how clear that is, those are the 3 contemplations, the 3 inquiries that this reading is all about. That's like, these things are already in you. You're resilient. It's kind of like going through this little inquiry to believe it. You can see it inside, like your inner traits and what's like kept you resilient since those past wounds. And you can look outside, like it said, to what traits does that person have that makes me think they're resilient. And because we're all shards of mirrors for each other, you can say like, yeah, I recognize that. I have that too. I got chills. That's like where you need to go with this. Ritual. On a beautiful / nice piece of paper, whatever that means to you, it says, write a resilience reminder. A letter from your most resilient and wise self to your in need of a reminder self. See, you have it. You just need to remember it. Do this exercise. I need to do this exercise. Allow your eyes to close. Receive 3 slow, deep breaths. Remember a time when you felt like a resilient badass. An RBA, resilient badass. Feel the sense of power and strength in your body. Then open your eyes and write about how resilient you are, like an empowering "you've got this" from you to you. Tuck it away somewhere that will be easy to remember and reach for when you feel challenged and need the reminder. You just got to remember this stuff. It's in there. And I'm going to put that right there. You are resilient. You have all of this Queen of Cups energy to draw on. You have all this Knight of Wands energy to draw on. These are the bookends for where you are now and what you need to remember to where you're going. And this is what's calling us inward to do that. So good. Now, what are you curious about? Is that enough of a tune-in? I feel like we got real dialed in on this one. We went straight to like the source, like remembering how resilient you are. Man, I don't know why I feel called to do this probably because it's a full moon. Reflection. Surprise, surprise. Thank you. These are beautiful. Let's get a little extra inquiry perhaps about this. Like, is there some extra little nugget we can look at? Especially on this full moon when all is illuminated. Let's just go to all the illuminated corners of our shadow while it is out and not hiding from us anymore. We can look right at it and accept it. It's acceptance. What others think of you is none of your business. Oh my God, I love this. It's my mantra this last month. And longer, but like it keeps growing. to the point where now I can release this because I've fully embodied it. I've 99% embodied it. Let's be honest. This is hard to read, but what others think of you is none of your business. If that's the motivation you need, like, I feel like this is so related, because it's like sometimes what keeps us like this, remember when I said this feels like boundary energy? It's like that. It's you already know that it doesn't matter what other people think, but maybe you're feeling that way, that to like step fully into your fulfillment is going to draw judgment, is going to draw the, oh, what are they doing? What makes them like so special? Right? Maybe I'm projecting. But then once you come to a place of like truly knowing that thoughts aren't real, and what other people think about you has more to do with what's going on inside of them than it has to do with you by like tenfold, it literally has nothing to do with you. Like, think back to your own self when you've been the most critical of others. Oh man, it wasn't about them at all. I mean, that's a message that doesn't fall on open ears all the time until the ears are open and ready. Speaking from experience, my own ears at times, and then other people's. It's like one time I brought that idea up of mirrors to someone. Like, you could tell it, like, it really like hurt them. It was like they treated it like an attack, like that there was attack energy there. And I was just stating, like, you know, that idea where, you know, like, I think I said something like, I love thinking about that idea, that, because it's not something I made up. Like, it was in the midst of me really like feeling into that whole mirror thing. I'm like, that's why I feel triggered. I'm seeing something in somebody that I haven't wanted to see in myself. So I reject it in myself, and therefore reject it in them by being critical of them. And I'm like, oh my God, that feels so true. And that was like one of the starts early on to my shadow work of like saying, oh my God, this critical nature in myself, it has everything to do with what I'm rejecting in me and nothing to do with them, really. If I was right with myself and my alignment, I would see only beauty and love in that person. No doubt. And so when I brought that up as just sort of like a fun idea to chat about with a friend, I didn't realize you could reject something like that. They did not like that message. And I don't know if they felt seen. Like, I feel like maybe there was rejection there. And so I know what that energy is of like when you're not ready to receive a message. And that's where I have to keep, like, I just love talking about ideas, not even about like, hey, I see this in you. No, it's like, hey, isn't this cool? Not even like about you. Hey, but I have to be really careful. It's been a learning of mine on this journey, my own journey of like, as much as I just love to chat about fun ideas, hard stuff too. I love hard stuff. I have to be really sensitive to other people's readiness. I have to be attuned. Tune in Tuesday. Maybe that's why this is all coming up. And that whole rejection piece and the mirror piece, it's all related. And the reflection and the moon and the illumination. And it's just like all bound up in this. I'm getting all the chills, guys. All the chills. And what others think of you is none of your business. Get on with your bad self. You're resilient. Don't worry about them. They are on their own journey. That's been a learning of mine too. I can't take responsibility, or shouldn't, for other people's journeys. You know, like walking on eggshells around them for fear of like bringing up a topic they're going to reject, or like saying something that like where they feel seen and exposed and raw and like criticized. No, that's not the intent. I have to be more sensitive to that. But it's like that what they think of me is none of my business. And that's been a learning too, being out there more in my community as a body work, energy work, like trauma work practitioner. Like, I know that's going to bring with it like eyeballs, like, oh, who's practicing in that spot now? Oh, that's so and so. Oh, I've heard about her. Oh, like in a small town, it's inevitable. Gossip passes as functional conversation here. It's just the way it is. And I love my community. And so I've had to set aside that fear of what others think of me. It really is none of my business. I just have to stay in alignment with integrity, gratitude, humility. That's my message for today. And I drew the Earth card out of the Mystical Shaman deck for myself this morning or last night. Time is weird. And I'm like, yeah, this is actually, I'm on this path too. What others think of me is none of my business. Now, I've come a long way on that. I used to be at the beginning of that where I'm like, hell yeah, it's my business. I don't want to feel exposed. I don't want people to think bad of me. I'm a recovering people pleaser. Like, and it comes from my childhood traumas, that I've been working on. And so it's like, but once you get further along on that, which I'm sure you're somewhere in there, if this resonates with you at all, it might not, then you start to recognize, yeah, let's just get on with my badass self, like the card says. Like, and not worry about them. They're on their own journey, on their own timelines. And all our journeys are unique. So why worry about theirs? Like, we can't pour from an empty cup. So fill your cup first by working on the shadow work and staying in your own truth. Finding your own truth first. And that's a journey. I don't know why I'm like this. I just have so many chills. So I think that's enough for this reading because I've already gone long and I know I bored you with all my prep work, but I feel like part of this is like video journaling, vlogging, and I want to share myself with you and what this exciting chapter is in my life so you kind of have context for what I'm infusing these readings with. I try to be a clear channel. I'm still new to this, so I feel like the energy I bring is also like refined through me. That's why every channeler, whatever they're channeling, whether it's like direct messages or they're using divination tools or what have you, it moves through them in a unique way. Otherwise, all messages would sound the same no matter what, and they don't, because we're all unique. So I just feel like providing that like glimpse behind the curtain of like, here's what I infuse it with. Here's how I refine the message, through my energy. I don't know. Since we're talking about refinement. And that was the word I was trying to remember at first. That whole diamond analogy. I was like, being refined. Remove the impurities. Realize the essence. Like, you have resilience in you. Inquire into that with those questions, and what others think about you is none of your business. Get on with your badass self. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope something about this resonated, and if it did, shoot me a message, man. I want to hear from you. We're not doing an extended. You get the whole thing today. Okay, I got stuff to do. I'm flying out in 24 hours. I'm leaving my home in like 24 hours, so about 30 hours, I guess. So it's counting down. I'm excited. I can't wait to connect with you from the beaches of Costa Rica. You're going to see some beautiful views. I cannot wait to share that with you.